Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Today is Tuesday, July 19th. Whew. And this is Flosstube number 70. Welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you stay a while and maybe you like my video and I don't know, or you don't and you move on, whatever. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch. I do a little life updates. I show what I've been stitching. I don't show a whole lot of haul these days because I opened my own cross stitch shop this past November. So I usually show what a few things that are new in the shop for the week, which is like shop haul instead of Pam haul. And a little bit of plans, and then I always end with a bird update because my second love besides cross stitch is my backyard bird feeder. Oh, hold on, I put things too far away. It's way too far away and everything is slippery. Okay, hold on. Holy moly, that was poor planning. Okay, so let's start with a little life update. What have I been up to? It has been like 300 years since we chatted last. I think it was, gosh, way back in June. Like the week before the 4th maybe, and I was taking some time off and I was gonna have a little staycation, which was lovely. It was so nice to spend some time by the pool. I did have to spend like a day and a half cleaning my house so we could have company over. I could have been stitching. But it was a nice, I don't know if it was 5 days or 6 days or whatever, but it was nice and relaxing. And now I cannot wait for November because that is my next extended time, extended break because I'm going to a retreat in November. So it was a nice time. What else have I been up to? The perks of living by the ocean. If you live in Rhode Island, you can pretty much get to the ocean in like 30 minutes, no matter where you live. Maybe if you're in the upper like northwest corner of Rhode Island, that might not be true, but pretty much everywhere else you can get to the beach in like 30 minutes. It might not be your favorite beach, but you can get to the ocean, I guess is maybe a better way to say it. And one of my favorite things that I like to do with my husband is we like to pack or grab some subs or stop at like a pizza place on the way to the beach, and then where was I going with this? Oh, I had a date night with my husband recently, and we grabbed some subs and we drove down to First Beach in Newport, which is also, it's First Beach or Easton Beach, but the nice thing about the beach is when you pull into the parking lot, you pull right up to the wall, and if you go at dinner time, there's no cars in the parking lot, or like very few cars, even in July, and you just pull right up to the wall and you can eat your dinner that you brought there for very little money and watch the ocean. And it's like oceanside dining on the cheap, and then you get out and you have a little walk on the beach. It was lovely. It was a lovely date night. What else has happened? My oldest, my daughter, turned 26 last week. I'm not sure how it happened that I became the mother of a 26-year-old, but I had a lovely morning with her last week on her birthday. We went blueberry picking. This is gonna be a side story. If you are local, my aunt and uncle own a farm in Rehoboth, and Rehoboth is in Massachusetts. And you can pick your own blueberries there. Now, I don't know how much longer their blueberry season is gonna last. They were getting a little picked over when we went there last week. And they also have grass-fed beef and pork. I don't know if pigs eat grass, but they're like free-ranging, I guess, whatever you call pigs that go free. And then anyway, they have beef and pork and blueberries and eggs and honey. Okay, that was my life updates. Let's talk about what I've been stitching. First, I'm gonna tell you that nothing is ironed. I was all like, I'm gonna get to the shop today and I'm gonna iron everything I'm gonna show. And then I realized I got here and I didn't have my laptop, which meant now my husband is bringing me my laptop, which means I need to hurry up and film before he gets here so he doesn't interrupt, which meant there was no time for ironing. But I mean, you're all used to seeing my wrinkly stitching anyway. I really wanted to have this ironed though. I had to finish. I'm pretty sure this wasn't a finish in my last video. I had to finish. It's Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower, and it's done. I'm so excited. I still have a needle in here. I should probably take that out at some point. Okay, here she is. Ta-da! Oh my God, she's so good. She's so good. Like, I hope she's in the camera. I'm so happy. Get you up close. Da-da-da-da-da. We'll scroll her up. So there were a few changes. I'm sure you've heard me mention this before. This color that her dress is not called for. It's supposed to be Gentle Art Seaweed, which I believe is a limited edition color. It's hard to get a hold of. So I swapped it out for that really pretty teal color, which was also a limited edition. All of this to say, you can pick whatever color you want her dress to be. And also her hair is supposed to be Cinders, which is the wording up here, that same color. But I made a mistake in her hair and I had to frog it all out. I didn't actually make a mistake in her hair. I started her whole head up too high and it would have been like up in the words. So I had to take it all out, and then I wasn't gonna have enough Cinders to do her hair and the cat again. So I picked Witching Hour by Gentle Art. And so the cat and her hair is in Witching Hour. And it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm just gonna admire it. I'm so happy to have it done. So now it will go off to the framer. The plan for this was for it always to hang in my bedroom at home, but now it will hang in the shop for a little while until my husband gets really sad and says, I thought this was supposed to hang in our bedroom. And then I'll be like, give it just a little bit longer in the shop. I'm so excited. So that means I came into this year, I think, with like 5 whips from 2020. And that leaves, with this finish, I think I just have 1 left, which is not gonna get done this year. Also, while I'm thinking of it, I realized that there's a lot of background noise going on. It's the air conditioning. I thought about not turning it on till I was done, but it's going to be like 1.5 million degrees today. That might be an exaggeration. It's gonna be in the 90s. And I was just afraid it was gonna take so long to get cool in here that it wouldn't be cool by the time I had to open my doors if I didn't turn it on now. Okay, anyway, it will eventually shut off, hopefully. Then I've been working on my temps. So this is the Temperature Library 2 by Christie's Corner. And you stitch a book every day, or there's a book for every day. I stitch them once a week on Sundays. And you stitch the books depending on the high temperature of the day. So I imagine this week coming up is going to be some very orange and red books. But here is where we are at. So I finished June. June is done. This was supposed to be a hummingbird. And I turned it into an Oriole because, sorry, holy moly, all of a sudden I got a little tickly. I feel like June for me was the month of Orioles in my backyard. What is this? I've got a fluff on my front. I've got to snip off. And so July, oh, that book looks like brown. July is definitely much warmer than June was so far. Put that back in its bag. Okay, and then I had a new start. On the 4th of July, I decided to do a new start. I started the Equality Sampler by Plum Street. That's what it's gonna look like. So it has the Declaration of Sentiments on it, which was it Seneca Falls? I think the date's on here. Back in 1848, they came up with, there was a thing, I'm not very good at explaining. And so it has Declaration of Sentiments, and then it has the beginning of the Declaration of Sentiments that says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. I think I'm going to rechart it. The Declaration of Sentiments is nice and all, but right now, for me, I think I want it to say Equal Rights Amendment, and then I'm going to put the Equal Rights Amendment in here. And then I'll have to, because these are the ladies that did the Declaration of Sentiments, so I'm going to have to change that out. Maybe I'll change them to some more current women's rights activists. So I started that on the 4th of July, and I didn't get very far. And I'm already thinking I might have to do a change. I'm trying to find the front. Okay, so here is where we're at. Actually, on camera, it's not bad. I'm afraid that this white color on the fabric I showed is not showing up very well. I'm going to finish the whole flower. It's this flower right here. I'm gonna finish the whole flower and see what it looks like finished before I make a decision, because once there's more stitching in there, it might show up better. So that was it, just a small little start. I only stitched on it on the 4th. And it's very entirely possible I might not get to it again until next year. That's okay. And then, I am hosting a stitch along for A Tisket a Tasket by Rosewood Manor. I'm terribly bad about keeping up with hashtags, but if you are into using hashtags, you can use the hashtag Tisket Tasket Basket Sal. And mostly we share pics of it over in my Facebook group on Facebook. Wow, Pam. Which is Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. The Facebook group is linked down in the description box. So this is A Tisket a Tasket by Rosewood Manor, and on the Facebook group I have it broken up into 15 sections. Not in any particular order. You can, just as sort of like you can totally get this done in 15 months if you're one of those people that needs motivation. There are quite a few people stitching it who are zooming way past one section a month. But for me, it helps my brain to know I just have to stitch one section every month. So I finished a 3rd section. So the first section I did was the middle. So I've now worked on 2 sections of the border, and here's where I'm at. There has been a little bit of fudging going on, and it's okay. So if you see a mistake, I know, and good enough. All right, it's so good. I'm stitching this on 32 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit. And now I got July's section done, I won't touch it again till August. In which I think I'm going to do this section right here. I think that's a section. So then I'll have gone, whoop. I don't know for sure. We'll see what happens when August comes. So what I've been doing, I started off the year with 2 focus projects every month. And then I added the Tisket a Tasket Stitch Along section every month. And I've since added a round robin that I've been stitching preparing the border to do a round robin for next year. So there's 5 things that have to get touched. Oh, no, that's not even true. So we'll talk about this when we get to plans. I'm jumping ahead. Okay. Focus project number 1 for July is Land That I Love by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I was really hoping I was gonna get it finished in the first half of the month, and I did not. And I have not moved ahead to focus project number 2 yet, even though it's time for focus project number 2, because I really want to get this done. I'm so close, and then I want to pass the chart along. So I put in actually quite a bit of project on it this week. I'm stitching it on a 20 count Aida. Just get a lot of this fabric out of the way. So here is where it is at. When I pulled it out at the beginning of the month, I don't even think I had very much of these houses done. So I finished this block right here. I finished this block. I have finished this block and that block. All I have left is to finish the vine down here and to do the bunting down at the bottom. That's it. So I can get that done this week, and then it will be done, and then I will have what will be left of the month, like a week and a half to work on focus project number 2. So I mean, at the beginning of the month, I really thought I was gonna get both of my focus projects done, like finishes, and that's not gonna happen, and that's okay. This was more important. This was the one that was more important to me to get done so I could pass the chart along. So chart was gifted to me by my friend Stephanie, and I wanted them pass it along. Then what? Then every month I host a Hawk Run Hollow Zoom stitch along for anybody that is stitching any of the Hawk Run Hollow charts. I do still have a few openings, so if you're interested in joining, send me an email. My email is in the description box below. It's the second Thursday of every month. So I think that was last Thursday. I am stitching on a year at Hawk Run Hollow. One of my in-person customers at the shop stitched it recently, and she had a friend rechart this block for her. So it just has something to do with winter instead of Christmas. So I think she gave me the recharted situation when I get to that block. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm nowhere near getting to that block. I'm gonna do that instead of the Santa. Anyway, I'm currently working on the May block. I have January, February, March finished. I have June finished. And I have September finished. So I am working on May. I've kind of hopped around a little bit. I have changed out the flower colors for May because they were very autumnal, and I just thought May flowers needed to be like pinks and yellows and purples. So here's where I'm at. So on last Thursday night, I got I'd already started some of them, but I think I finished anyway. I almost finished, and the AC is off and I don't have to yell. I almost finished all the purple flowers, and then they get edged with like an outline color, kind of like the yellow one. So, I mean, moving along. I really think the May block might be it for me this year. I think it will probably take me all the way to the end of the year to get it done if I'm only stitching on it once a month, and that's okay. Originally, I thought I was going to get this whole thing done in 1 year, and I now realize this is maybe like a 5-year plan, and I'm okay with that. Okay, and then lastly, I am going to be stitching around robin next year with some friends, and we need to get the border done this year. So now that a Tisket to Tasket section is done for the month, I can focus on getting the border done. What I've been doing is if I get morning stitching in, then I will stitch on this if I have morning stitching time. And if I don't, then this is what gets stitched on at night until, maybe that doesn't make sense because there's not a section I'm finishing. Huh, I gotta maybe section it out. That might make sense. We don't need to think about that now. So anyway, the chart that we're doing is, finally got it printed. It's a Hands Across the Sea, Sarah Spencer, 1870. It's a little gem, but I gotta tell you, for a little gem, it's like 6 pages. It might even be, yeah, it's 6 pages. But it's really fun. I mean, I haven't stitched a ton, but I love the colors. It's charted in a Versoix, Soie d'Alger, maybe. I don't have the chart, like the thing where it tells you. But I did a conversion to MPI because I have MPI in the shop. So I love the colors, love them. And I love stitching with the silk. So I'm stitching it on a 36 count, 1 strand, so 1/2, and that's where I'm at. So I got a little more of the border vine in. Maybe tonight I will start popping in some more flowers. So you'll see a lot more of that until the end of the month. And that's it. That is what I've been stitching on. That brings us to plans. So I plan on finishing Land That I Love. I'm gonna work on the border for the round robin. And then if I can get Land That I Love finished, I'm gonna bring out focus project number 2, which is Dreaming Frida by Barbara Anna, which originally I thought I was gonna finish and not happening. Okay, we're moving right along. Chicka chick, footloose and fancy free. That's like the only part of that stupid song I remember. It's from the Muppet movie. And Fozzie and Kermit are in the Studebaker and they're singing the song anyway, anytime I say moving right along, I always have to follow it up with a footloose and fancy. But then I don't know the next line. Do you guys have songs like that? I don't know. Okay, anyway, shop updates. What do I want to talk about? If you are on my email list, you may have noticed that I'm moving to a weekly update format instead of a monthly update. I had COVID back in May. My brain, my synapses are like firing through swamp water. I cannot remember things that I want to talk, like when I get down to the end of the month and it's time to write the newsletter for the next month, I can't remember any of the things I need to talk about. So it's easier for me right now to remember things on a weekly basis. I think, yeah, it needs to happen that way. I also wanted to mention that I have stitching group here every Wednesday night for the in-person folks, and from 5 to 8. And currently right now, the town that my shop is in, North Attleboro, has a farmer's market also on Wednesday nights from 5 to 8. So if you, I mean, how fun would that be? Drive down, check out the farmer's market, then come stitch for a few hours. You can walk to the farmer's market from my store. So I wanted to let you know that in case you're into farmer's market and also into stitching. What else do we want to talk about? I have notes. I have new things in the shop. So hopefully by the time I get this video uploaded, I will also have the new things uploaded into onto the website, stitchnewengland.com. I realize I've been talking about the fact that I have a cross stitch store and I have not said the name of it. If you are finding me for the first time, I have a cross stitch shop and it's called Stitch New England. And it is located in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. I got a new order of needle and flax linen. It's a small order. It's mostly 28 and 32 count. I did bring a new, it's not a new color to their line, but every order I try to bring a new color into the shop. So this time it's Delaware Crossing, which is this beautiful blue and dark blue modeled. I'm gonna open up the whole fat quarter so you can see all the modeling. It's gorgeous. So that's in the shop. I did also get a little bit of 90s Nirvana, only 1 yard of Dirty Teacup, I think. Across the room. I should have brought it over here. I guess, so anyway, I got some 90s Nirvana, some Bria, some Steinbeck, some Dirty Teacup, and the Delaware Crossing. And again, not a lot of it. So it'll be on the website at some point today if you are interested in getting your hands on some needle and flax linen, which is lovely, by the way. And then I got the new Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread. New little sampler, Tree of Life sampler. I'm gonna get that up close. These are already on the website, so if I upload the video faster than I can get my website updated, you'll see these. Yeah, it's not very large, this one. 89 by 118, that's not bad at all. Chart is lovely. Can't show you the chart. Super cute. This one though. This is Autumn's Acorn Gathering. Can you even, look at those squirrels. He's wearing a tie and suspenders. I can't, like the gal squirrel, she's okay. She's got actually a cute little like trick-or-treat pumpkin there, but it's the tie. There's a squirrel in a tie. I love him. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And then lastly, Be Ye Thankful. I like this. I actually really like this whole, I love a house. I just don't know how I feel about a yellow house. Like mustard yellow. I might change the color of the house if I stitch it. You know what I'd really like to do is swap. I'd like the blue door. I'd like the house to be that color and the yellow door. There's nothing like a blue house with a yellow door. The house that I lived in before the house I'm in now was blue with a yellow door. So that's what I do. Okay. And then I got in the new Liz Matthews. Hello from Liz Matthews. This one is Wildflowers. I really like this one on the dark fabric. Love this one. Forget-me-not. A, I love forget-me-nots. And B, this would make just a really pretty simple like memorial piece. You could put, like instead of that flower right there, you could put some initials and a date. I love that. I don't know what it is about her patterns that are just words with all that empty space. I love them, but I especially love this one. It's Sunshine. Oh, here comes the AC again. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Oh, I sung this to my daughter over and over and over and over again when she was little. Oh, I love it. And then lastly, the Garden Side Sampler and Tree. And so this one's the sampler, but it's the tree. It's the tree. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love the border with the scissors and the bobbins. Oh my gosh, I love that tree. I see that in my future. I say that, I have so much stuff. So much stuff to stitch. Okay. I do have some new items I haven't taken out of the box yet that I'm gonna get hopefully onto the website today. We've got a really big box from Witchelt, which I believe holds the little Mill Hill Christmas ornaments. I don't know what the heck is in that box actually, but it's large. It's hopefully gonna get inputted today. I got the new Primrose Cottages. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. It'll be on the website. Okay, so that's it for shop updates, which brings us to bird update. There's been a lot of stuff going on at my bird feeders. My Oriole action has been slowing down over the weekend. They were still pretty active last week, and then everything is kind of slowed down over the weekend. I'm not getting too many adult Orioles right now. I'm getting a lot of the juveniles. So I was going through like 2 bowls full of jelly a day, and now they're not finishing a bowl. So what I have discovered though is that squirrels will eat jelly. I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but the squirrels have discovered my jelly feeder for the Orioles. It's gonna be a problem. I had no idea. The other thing, so I have a bird, this is the first year I've had a bird bath, and I don't know if I said this last time, but I get such a kick out of it that if I shared it last time, I'm gonna share it again this time anyway. Grackles are bigger blackbirds. They're smaller than crows, bigger than starlings. They're like one of my favorite birds, one of my favorite bigger birds. And what they've been doing right now at my feeder is they'll take like a peanut or a different kind of nut. Sometimes I put out a mix just for a treat that has a lot of nuts in it, and they'll grab a nut and they fly over to the bird bath and they drop the nut into the bird bath, and then they take it out and then they drop it back in, and then they take it out and then they drop it back in, and then they take it out and then they eat a little bit and drop the rest in, and then they take, I mean, they'll be at the bird bath for like a minute and a half with one nut. It is hysterical. I don't know what they're doing, but it's really fun to watch. And then I don't know, again, if I said this, I should have gone back and rewatched my last video so I would know what I talked about, but I did not have time. I purchased a goldfinch feeder. So it's a feeder that the holes are really small. So you put in the Niger seed blend. It's like that thistle seed. I get a blend, so it's got the Niger seed and fine little sunflower chips. So the sunflower seed is small enough that it can fit through the teeny tiny little holes. And I attached a tray to the bottom to keep it from falling to the ground, because birds will pull out the things they want and drop the things they don't. And I don't like seed dropping to the ground unless it's coated in the hot pepper to deter rodents. But normally people don't have a tray on the bottom of their finch feeders. And I've experienced finch feeders before, but I've never seen the activity going on at my feeder with the tray. So because there's a tray and other birds can sit on the tray, I will have a mourning dove sit on that tray and stick his little beak inside the, I've never seen a mourning dove eat out of a finch feeder before. It is actually quite comical because it's this enormous bird with this teeny tiny, anyway. The other things that I've seen eating at the finch feeder are, I've had a downy woodpecker eating at the finch feeder. And again, it's because he's holding on to the tray and he can reach into the feeding ports. I think that's what we'll call them, feeding ports. There was something else recently that was eating out of it that I thought was really strange, and now I can't remember what it was. Okay, that's it for my bird updates. I know we're still in the middle of summer, but I can't help but think we're winding down, that at some point some of these birds are going to be leaving me, and that makes me sad. Speaking of leaving me, I still am not having good success with hummingbirds. Everyone told me I should stick it out, keep the hummingbird feeder out, because they're going to be migrating, they're going to want that spot. But I'm not getting them this year. I've seen them fly through the yard. They're not stopping at my feeder. It's the same feeder as last year. I don't know what the problem is. My daughter, who lives like 5 houses away from me, has had hummingbirds like all over her butterfly bush. I think what I need is more flowers in my yard. That's a plan for next year. Okay, that's it. That's all we got to chat about. Try to think if I'm forgetting anything. I don't think so. I apologize for the AC. I really wanted to film at home, but I keep letting perfection stop me from filming. Like, I was like, I can't film at home. I don't have any of the stuff to show for a shop update. And then I'll be at the shop and I'll be like, I can't film at the shop because I forgot to bring my stitching. Well, I mean, the stitching is a must, right? So I need to stop trying to make everything. Anyway, I hate filming here because of the AC sound, and I don't like the pink wall. It is what it is. Okay, I will see you all next time. I don't want to say next week because I'm gonna try, but we all know that I've been trying for a while now to get on a weekly schedule, and it has not been working out. But I will definitely see you in less than a month. We're gonna go with that. Okay, I hope you all stay safe, healthy, and happy, and that you get a lot of stitching in. Bye, everyone.